Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Kid Icarus Uprising. In the last episode, we rescued Palatena's soul from the Chaos Vortex and at long last defeated the Chaos Kin. But it came at the cost of Pit's wings. In this episode, now that we're back in Palatena's domain at long last, we will find out what happens next in Chapter 22, Scorched Feathers. But before we move out, let's head into gear. I have decided to use the end-all arm for this chapter. It is said to have been made from a drop of Hades' skin. Creepy. But the end-all arm has incredibly high damage, but it takes a long time to charge. It also will slow down the user a lot more than arms typically do. This is not a big problem here because we're going to be doing a mostly flying stage, so pick a weapon that you're good with in the air or pick a weapon that you don't want to worry about slowing down your running speed. On top of that, I recommend that you have powers that are good for taking down large enemies, such as the Mega Laser, things like that. All in all, powers aren't really too important, but just make sure you have some good ones. The Try This Thing actually should be on 6.0 due to another chapter run that I had to do at another point. So, we'll set it to 6.0. Let's move out!
I'm out of here!
Pit is still unconscious. With his wings burned up, he can't last much longer. But I thought of a way to save him.
Of course you did.
We both owe Pit. You know that. Think of the sacrifices he made to save the both of us.
Right. And what's the next step?
Go to the City of Souls. It's just a little ways ahead. It's the place where souls make their final passage into death. Or back into life.
Oh, I get it. You want to turn back the clock and cheat death. Raising the dead, keeping the near dead alive. It's pretty dirty business.
I know the stakes, but we don't have a choice.
Hey, can't you teach us a war with each other?
Mind your own business. I'm not so petty that I can't extend an olive branch at a time like this.
Thank you, Veriti. And thank you for helping Pit when I couldn't.
Just so you know, this is not a hug it out moment.
Not to hurt your feelings, but this Pit doesn't need your help. So don't expect me to suck up to you.
If your flight's unlimited, you don't have to battle on land.
So air battle only? It feels strange to say it, but I'm disappointed.
Marini, I like you, but I can only really half agree with you on this one. Even though it does feel kind of weird to not have any sort of battling on land, it is awesome to finally have Dark Pit's infinite power of flight on our side. Let's use it to save Pit. And as on our journey to do so, the atmosphere here is incredible. Just these dead trees, just the very stillness to all this, these narrow chasms, it all comes together into just this city of crystals and light, of the spirits of the departed. Oh, I love it so much.
What kind of city is this?
It's unlike any earthly city. The spirits of the dead gather here.
So basically, this is the underworld.
You got it.
Oh. It's you.
Our hero's looking a little goth today. I hope the stresses of life haven't got you down. That would be ever so tragic.
No one's listening.
It's hilarious how you have no sense of humor. But that sourpuss attitude's gonna give you an ulcer someday, you know.
Anyway, Pitu, your understanding is correct. The underworld is where souls go. As you know, Reapers are responsible for carrying souls.
But we've got an excess of souls these days. The Reapers can't handle them all.
So the extra souls come here?
Yes, though some just fade away, and others are, well, eaten.
Even in the afterlife, it's survival of the fittest.
That makes some sense. The weak are consumed, just as nature intended.
Kind of creepy when you put it that way, but I wouldn't expect anything less from the Lord of the Underworld, much less Veriti at times. I mean, I like Veriti, but she can be creepy at times. Shieldine! You want to focus on that immediately. If you can destroy that shield before it's up for too long, you can find a souffle behind him, and yeah, easy souffle. Of course, only if you know that it's there. As we head up over this wall, I want to talk a bit more about the end-all arm. Its continuous fire is deadly, like I said. And its melee attacks also work from a... Well, I was trying to show it right there, but it didn't quite work. You saw it earlier on the Kometas. Its melee attacks seem to work from a greater distance than some other weapons do in the air, which I like, so... Some argue the end-all arm is a bit overpowered, and while it might be, I still like using it, and I wanted to show it at least once because it's one of my favorite weapons. I like arms, and so should you. Also, while we're flying about, a few things about air battles that I've yet to talk about are the fact that whenever you do barrel rolls, you will slightly boost the special attack meter, and also when you narrowly avoid shots, you can as well. So there is a reason to not shoot all the time.
Remember when I said that some souls get eaten?
Well, here's the hideous devourer of souls himself.
You weren't kidding about the hideous part.
I find him quite adorable, actually. And souls can be very delicious. Luckily, they don't possess personalities or anything like that.
What, they don't?
Of course not. Souls have no more personality than blood or bone. They're just another resource to harvest from living beings.
Your disregard for life is just astounding. Could you be any more callous?
Well, I could try. You know, souls are a bit like taffy. Sweet enough to eat, but pliable enough to mold into any shape I can imagine.
I don't even... That's just so... Nah!
I'd love to get my hands on Patui's soul. So dark, so chewy, so malleable. A powerful spirit like that shouldn't be wasted on old Chopper's lunch.
Okay, I wasn't with Verity on the last thing that she said, but I'm definitely with her now. That is just creepy. If you didn't take Hades seriously before, oh boy, you sure take him seriously now. He's more of a threat than Medusa ever was. And speaking of Medusa, her realm of the underworld looked very, very different from this one. This is an area where the souls of the departed gather, and makes you wonder what Medusa's area of the underworld was meant to be, because it was nothing like this. It was just like Lava City.
You think Hades was serious about molding souls into other forms?
It would explain his endless supply of troops. He's making them out of souls.
Professor Palutena does it again.
But wait, that's the case. There's no way the underworld army could ever lose.
Spoiler alert.
So let me get this straight. All the lives lost in battle go to building up the underworld army.
You got it. So the more fighting there is, the bigger my army gets. My goodness, it feels wonderful to be on the winning team.
Hold on a second. Your math is a little off. You might want to break out the brain age, pal.
I have a brain age of 24.
And that's relevant because...
Think about all the casualties there have been in this war between the gods. If Hades was right, the underworld would be way more crowded with monsters.
Then that means that one fallen soldier doesn't equal one new underworld monster. After all, creating something as corporeal as a monster would take...
A ton of souls! But that's a huge waste! It's an abomination!
Yeah, that's just about the sickest thing I've ever heard. We have to stop him.
You poor deluded things, you'll never stop me!
Don't let him get under your skin.
Not a problem. It's been great touring the City of Souls and all, but we're here to save Pit, right?
Hey, no need to have an attitude. Just keep moving forward.
Get a room, lovebirds.
This was a stream of souls, but so many lives have been lost that it's now a torrent. All souls need to find their final resting place down here so that life can spring anew. That's part of the natural cycle of life, but Hades keeps playing with souls. He won't let them rest. His bloodlust has thrown everything off balance.
It's like humans disrupting the balance on Earth! It's unforgivable!
You've got to be joking. All you gods in this universe are the ones throwing everything off balance.
You little nothing! How dare you!
He may have a point. We have the underworld army out to hoard souls. We have the forces of nature trying to wipe out humanity. We have the humans continuing to exploit nature and each other. And we have us, gods, who drag the entire world into our power struggles. But it doesn't matter how this started. Now we know who's profiting from it.
Hades, left unchecked, he threatens us all!
Then our only option is to take him down.
But to do that, we're going to need Pit's help. Let's get him patched up.
Let's do it! We gotta save Pit. There's only a few enemies left standing in our way. Take care of them, use your special attacks if you need to. And also, I gotta say, knowing that the Underworld Army is made of souls, even though they're not the only enemy class that does this, that's really creepy that they drop hearts when defeated, just saying. Even though, like I said, the other factions do it as well, still.
Up ahead is the Rewind Spring. That's where you need to go. I'll bring Pit in right next to you.
As the name implies, the Rewind Spring can return things to their original states. But if you soak for too long, it'll rewind things too far, and that can get weird.
Pandora.
Wow, I sure wasn't expecting that.
You can thank Dark Pit for bringing me to the Rewind Spring. He was a rebellious servant, though it seems he still served my purposes in the end. But that little parasite did steal my powers, and for that, he must pay!
She can be quite frightening. I hope I never get to that point.
Pandora's leftover power was what enabled Batu to fly.
He basically had her remains living in his wings. Gross. But standing too close to the rewind spring seems to have revived her.
Your freeloading days are over, irritating little pest. Time to exterminate you. What?
Who is that?
It's the new improved me. Oh, it's been so long since I've had a body. Eat your hearts out, ladies.
So begins the real fight. This is Amazon Pandora. She attacks by blowing kisses at you and doing all kinds of other crazy tricks. This is the fight with Pandora that I always wanted. The original fight with Pandora was kind of bland, and so was the first phase of this, but I like this. She has bombs that you can melee at her. She can also melee them at you. She has Pandora's boxes that shoot off lasers, but do indeed give you treasure. There's no Zodiac Chamber for those that are curious, just those treasure boxes. And she has a lot of goofy attacks. In fact, she has a one attack that is really, really unusual. Psych! That actually was not it. She has an attack where she will spawn a mirror, which will— oh my god, she actually did it! Okay. You can use melee attacks to shatter that mirror. Otherwise, if you shoot at it, it'll result in your shots coming back at you with homing abilities. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Off subject, but I'm really glad that Pandora came back and she didn't have a terrible boss fight this time around. This is great. But back to the fight at hand. If your weapon has shot cancellation, which mine does, you have the ability to block out her kisses, and she did the mirror attack twice? What? Okay, I am the luckiest man alive. She never does that attack. It is like the rarest attack in a boss battle. She never does it, and there's an achievement for breaking 3 of the mirrors in one battle against her, which I've done it before. I was here for over 20 minutes when I actually did it. It's ridiculous. And also, Verity, I don't think her hair is the only thing that's better. Just saying.
You only need to dip him in.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Where am I? Batu?
He can't fly anymore.
Fine, fine, I'll get him.
Lady Palutena! Lady Palutena!
Welcome back, Pit.
I missed you so much!
I missed you too. Let's go home.
That is just so sweet to see them back together like that. It's almost enough for me to want to hang up my Pit Verity socks. Okay, no, not really. That is a pairing I will support to the end of time. Yeah, I said it. But we got Pit back. We are back in Palutena's domain. Everything is right in the world once again. Well, except for the fact that the Lord of the Underworld still reigns supreme and is using souls for twisted purposes. Next time on Kid Icarus Uprising, we'll do something about that. See you guys then.